Alright guys, today we're going to be showing you some blue and white builds, and this is just going to be the meta period that's going to be right before the actual official launch. Some stores may be running these things unsanctioned, some stores may not. We're going to be allowing the beta cards and the demo cards, and other stores are only going to be just to starter decks. So for you guys, I made 2 decks to show you for both of those rule sets. So if you do appreciate the effort that I put into these videos here and do the testing, if you appreciate that, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, of course, be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think. All right, so for the first deck we're going to go into, we're going to be doing the beta plus demo deck rules. And the first card we have as a 4 of is Zord. What can I say about this unit? This unit is one of the best blockers in the game, essentially because it has that 3 in attack. It just has the one detriment of not being able to attack your opponent. It cannot win the game for you, but it can also attack into your opponent's units. Now, if you really want to attack into your opponent, you have to use something like Demi Trainer, but Demi Trainer and Mobius only have 1 in attack, and they don't really kill any threatening units right now, so this card does it. So for our next card we have Ares, same usefulness as the Zord, if not a little bit better. Every card that usually just kind of targets Zord and kills Zord kind of does the same thing to this one. There's just few more cards in this particular meta that kind of knock this one out, but at the same time his longevity usually is the same as Zord here, and he also can kill any of those pesky strike daggers and Maganax just like Zord can, but he just can't reach up into the level 4 guys just like Zord can do. So that's why, of course, Zord is the best one, but Ares comes in a close second, and we're rocking both because both of these guys can stop most decks early aggressive plays. All right, here we kind of skip level 3s, go straight to level 4s here with Strike Dagger, rocking at 4 of these bad boys, and the reason is because they are just simply a good filter. It's a 1-for-1 filter. We're not gaining any cards out of this one, and it's a 3/3, so our stats are a little bit low, but we are also rocking the linked Kira Yamato here, of course, for Kira's amazing ability of being able to choose 1 unit and minusing it by 2 AP, effectively making this almost 2 more attacks. So you can think of it as Strike Gundam being like a 5/6 essentially when attacking into something. And next we have Launcher Strike Gundam. I mainly picked this because it's just a really good blocker. A lot of things in this meta really can't really deal with blockers, especially with 4, and we're pretty much playing a lot of them. Spoiler alert, we only have the 1 Earthlines in this particular build here. We're not playing Mulaflaga as of right now, not really needed. You could if you really wanted to, if you wanted to get at least this card online a little bit faster, as well as one of the next cards that we're going to be showing you here very shortly. But otherwise, it's just a decent card. We just needed to have our curve a little bit closer to the beginning than at the end, and I'll show you here in a second. Next card we have is Gundam. Yeah, we're only rocking 2 of these in this particular build. This was one of the cards where I actually like going from 4 to 2. It was really dependent. It doesn't really have any control abilities on him, but we are rocking 4 Amore because Amore again is one of the best pilots in the game right now. Essentially every deck that I use that is going to be control blue is really going to contain Amore. I really don't see a reason not to use this particular card because he gets it when he's paired to anything in the game, so be able to essentially siege deploy any unit down, and that's really good. So I just wanted to put his unit in here because we can make the rest of our guys attack a little bit higher, because that's something we are lacking in this deck. We don't have the ability to go to 5 attack really well, and so Gundam being able to at least get us there to be able to threaten those enemy bases a little bit easier is really helpful. All right, next we have 2 Perfect Strike Gundams. This is another card that I had fluctuated from 2 to 4, so you can go ahead and do the same. This is one of the better cards. I actually like this better than the Ale Strike Gundam, which I'll go over in a second here, because it can link with any Earth Alliance. Right now we still only have the 4 Kiras in this particular build, but if you were going Mulaflaga, I would probably adjust it to where you have 4 of these ones. The effect is really good, but at the same time really weird, so you have to be careful, guys. So sometimes your opponent can set up a play where he only has 1 life left on his unit, and you are forced to bounce it to their hand, so just be aware of that. And last but not least, we have 4 of the Ale Strike Gundam. Right now we're mainly using him because he's essentially like a 2-for-1 in this particular build. Throwing an Amore on this turns into like almost like a 3-for-1 in a way, because you're suspending a guy, bouncing a guy, and then maybe you have another unit attack into those things, and of course you'll be able to block their next attack. So there's a lot going on when you interact with those 2 pilots with this particular card, and that's ultimately the main reason why I went to 4 on this particular unit. Usually this would be the 2 of, and the other Perfect Strike Gundam would be at a 4, but that would be more of a constructed deck rather than the starter deck. Let's go into our non-unit cards here. Right now we are only rocking 2 white base. We already know how good white base is. Every single turn we can pay 2 to deploy a token into play depending on how many units we have on the board. The strength of that unit is dependent on how many units we already have on the board, and this is going to be one of those cards where you're kind of forcing your opponent to worry about it rather than worrying about your board, and can kind of alleviate some stress. So you're like saying like, hey, hit me. This kind of reminds me of like a Planeswalker in Magic the Gathering, where if you kind of leave it alone, it doesn't have any ultimate effect, but being able to kind of flood your board and make your opponent go, man, why didn't I worry about that a lot earlier when I should have, becomes an issue. So, but we're only rocking 2 because the main reason is this: I only like to run about 6 to 8 bases, and in this particular deck I am only running 6 bases, and the other base is the Archangel. Now the Archangel is here because essentially just restands our guys, making them just last a little bit longer. We can't afford everything to be dying or everything to be traded in after we attack something and we kill their guys and they attack into us. Just being able to restand and choose who we are going to be blocking is really significant right now. I think Archangel is one of the best cards if placed in the right deck here, and this is mainly going to be for our top end, our level 5s and our level 4s. Just being able to attack, restand, and not give them the opportunity to use their lower guys to attack into our bigger ones. And for some draw power, we have our Overflowing Affection. Just draw 2, discard 1. We only have 3 of these because we are also rocking 2 of the Show Resolve. Main step, draw 2 cards. Now both of these cards don't have burst. We only have 5. You can play around with the ratios on these particular cards here, but I couldn't really fit in the space, and the reason why I went down on both of these cards is because we actually went up on Strike Daggers, and that can actually help us filter our hand anyway, and I would rather have it on the body than have it on a command card. Are only rocking 24 units in this particular deck here. We have high volume of non-unit cards, so we don't want to have everything not burst as well. So speaking of our burst cards, we're rocking the Striker pack. This is one card that I actually didn't have in my main deck, but I do like it in the starter deck meta. Just being able to play that 3/3 blocker out of nowhere from the burst zone is really good. I don't think any other card right now plays a unit from the burst zone, so this is pretty much what it can do that. And you can have that variable 2/4 Launcher Strike or Sword Strike Gundam from playing it on its main effect, so you can at least like prepare yourself for what it is that you're going to be attacking. You can almost treat this as like your 27 units here. And last but not least, we of course have Unforeseen Incident. I'll just go over this card, guys, real quick, and I'll just say this so I don't talk about this card every single time. If my decks have white in it, it's going to play 2 to 4 of these. I just love this card so much. It allows our guys to not only stay alive, not only trade well, but it also keeps us from dying if our opponent goes for game. I also love it. This is just like in all aspects of the game here, it just seems to work, and this is why I like it so much. All right, guys, and then also here is the deck that is only with the starter deck cards, but as you can see here, it has a little bit more creatures already built in. We're actually not using a Striker pack. You can go ahead and put the Striker pack in this deck if you want to. I kind of just want to throw the Siege Ploy to kind of show you that that option also exists as well. And the whole idea behind this particular deck is, since we don't have a lot of draw, we want to maximize our ability to get the best trades as we can actually possibly can. So we actually are using the Gun Tank plus Hayato combo here, being able to kill out their Maganax and also stay alive, and of course using Hayato for that little bit of reach that you might see more often than not. We are using actually the Gundam MA form for a little bit more draw, and since we have the Hayato in the deck here, it just increases the chance of being able to get the draw from this particular unit. Now this unit isn't really that good. It can get to a 6 attack if piloted by any of our pilots. Being able to get that additional draw is definitely helpful, and we increased our number of white bases because that's just a stronger card with our current card pool. Again, you don't have to use Siege Ploy. I do like this card. It isn't as good in every situation, but it can set up more of a controlling situation again to make more favorable attacks for us, so we can go ahead and rest the guy that's possibly in our way, or rest the guys that we know we're going to be able to attack into and get a good 2-for-1 there, or a good trade there. All right, guys, in here we're going to be doing a quick match versus a deck that we also built. If you're more interested in our aggressive style of play, we are going to also have that deck prepared for you as well, so be sure to check out that video. So here we're definitely going to just go for the early trades here. We don't want them to get any kind of just one shot to our EX base if we can prevent it. You know, our early blockers, you know, we're not going to try to conserve this unit, especially the Zord. He doesn't need to be conserved because he can't really trade into their base at all. So as you can see here, we're just going to go ahead for that. But our hand is pretty bricked up. Let's see if we can get out of this. If our opponent starts to spam the board, it's going to be quite difficult if we don't start getting anything established here. So right now we might have to let them swing so we can start trading into their guys. So at this point here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and let me see. Yeah, I do want to drop a guy here. Do I get rid of the Kiras? We do have 2 of the units. I think we could actually use them all. You know what? Should we be daring? Let's go ahead and go for it. We're going to be a little crazy here. Keep thinking. I'm overthinking it. Let's just go ahead and see. Apply our little bit of aggression here. And sure. My thought was just playing a Zort here and then just doing this turn next turn. But you know what? Screw it. We're going to go ahead and let these guys swing. And maybe even possibly give us a pilot out of our life here, or white base. That's definitely helpful. I wasn't even thinking about that. Okay, so here we are with the flooding of the board here. So we're definitely gonna have to worry about attacking these 2. So let's go ahead and just do this. Go ahead and reduce that down. And we do have access to our perfect strike on them. I don't know if I want to use this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and just drop him there. And doesn't really get his bounce. That's what I was waiting on. Maybe I can get an extra bounce off of that. We're gonna go ahead and swing into this one, and we're not too worried about it. We could have spent our money a little bit differently in order to get a restand on at least our perfect strike, but he'll be fine here, and that's fine. We can let our opponent attack into our dudes. Oh, we're actually still looking pretty good here. Our opponent is only down to 5 cards. Next turn we go with 6 cards in total. Let's just go ahead and conquer this guy here. We're actually going to play it real slow at this point here. We kind of played sloppy in the beginning. We're going to play a little bit slower this time. We're going to go ahead and use this to restand this, and it protects our white base from being actually 2-shot for these guys. I'm not going to block that one. He's definitely hesitant to attack with this one. Yeah, oh, maybe he'll buff this one now, but our guy will still be able to block it. And that's fine. We're going to go ahead and absorb the 4 damage there. Okay, so now our opponent is down to only 4 cards. So this is where we actually just start playing cleanup, really. Let's go ahead and let's draw 2 more cards. And let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and attack this one. So we're going to reduce it down so we can at least stay alive. Okay, play our guy back up, and we're going to play our Zord, and we can pass here. This is going to minus 2 cards from our opponent's aggression. So, okay, he attacked with that one first. Sure, that's fine. I'll go ahead and block with the Zord. Is he going to attack it to the Zord because he's mad at it? Nope, he's going to go ahead and try to run into it. We're going to kill this one. We're going to make them commit and turn all of their cards sideways because he really wants to get our white base. Sorry, I always call that white base because it's actually white. Our Archangel down. Drops 2 more units. And can we get a... Nope, I think we are, because we already ran all of our 3 Kiras here. We're going to go ahead and run into their guys. Looking pretty decent here. So let's go ahead and just take a chance here. We're going to drop our base. See if we can draw maybe some kind of... Nope, maybe drop a Strike Dagger. We're going to pick up. Okay. And we got to draw a card. We can go ahead and get rid of one of these. Let's go ahead and dig a little bit more. Up, and then we have our white base. And so we can actually start winning the game ourselves here. I think we actually don't need the strike on him anymore. So let's go ahead and just drop another blocker here. We're gonna drop a Longshore Strike. This Longshore is pretty good. And I almost want to just play this, but we don't really need to do anything right now. We kind of just sit on this one. Can't really kill our base. I'm gonna go ahead and just... Yeah, we're just gonna block that. Sure. If he powers up his guy to kill my Longshore Strike, it doesn't really matter here. Go ahead, do your little measly 2 damage and drop another unit. Our opponent is thoroughly gassed out at this point, and we are looking pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and swing into this dude here. I always like you know, instead of like making extensive plays, just use Archangel as much as you can. You know, you can imagine like our opponent's gonna be very upset with that. Here, I'm gonna go throw a Longshore Strike. I'm gonna throw this on that, and then we're gonna go ahead and swing there. And honestly, from this point, guys, do you even need to watch the rest of the match here? This is just going to be, you know, me controlling the match. And if I really wanted to, I can go ahead and get white base started here pretty much from this point forward. And our opponent's going to be on top deck mode with the aggro deck. If you know how aggro decks work, guys, you know that's not a good place to be in top deck mode unless you have the Gelgoog that is available. So even if they have these cards running, it's just not going to be enough for them to do anything. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just play it out, and be sure again to like and subscribe to the page, guys. All right. Alright guys, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Be sure again to hit that like and subscribe button. And for more Gundam content, see these videos right here. And for mecha content, these videos right over here. I know life can be hard out there, guys, but keep your head up, keep moving forward, and most importantly, let nothing stop you. Peace out, guys.